Hello and welcome to the 15th session of Java video series. In this session we will understand about the command line arguments. So from the screen onto the screen we have the definition. The arguments which are passed from command prompt are called command line arguments. So what is command prompt? This black screen over here. As you can see, it also written down over here, command prompt. This is command prompt. And what are command line arguments? The arguments which we pass while running the program are known as command line arguments. So this is something we have discussed in the previous video sessions as well. Now, where these things go in the program? Well, these command line arguments, they go to the main method parameters. The parameters where the string arg parameters, right? The one-dimensional string arg parameters accept these things. So they go to where? They go to the main method arguments, right? They go to main method. How they are caught up there? So this is the main method and these things go there. Now this args is of array, one-dimensional array type, right? So this will have args0, args1 and args2. Now we know that from the concept of array that 0 is the indexing and it is the index for the first element. So A goes to args0. Similarly 1 is for the second element, so B goes to the first element, and args2 means the C is going to get over here. Now these things are captured in over here, passed on over here and captured like this, right? So this is one thing. Of course args.length is 3 because we have 3 elements, that's why the args.length will be 3. The main objective of command line argument is we can customize behavior of the program. For example, if you want to start the program with particular sets of instructions, then you can pass those instructions over here and the command will start like that. So that's how you can customize the program behavior. So this is one important point about the customization of the program. Now let me quickly run a few set of programs so that like this. Now I'll go over here, Control C, and take the test pad, AV save, fine, and over here, right? Now let me clear these things, and I have done testing beforehand. Now running it, and it runs fine, and it's, see, we got the error, array index out of bound exceptions. Why? Say it's stating at 0. It's stating at 0. Let me first pass something which makes sense. A, B, and C. I am passing 3 command line arguments. Now these 3 command line arguments are going to get over here, and as soon as they get over here, we have args.length as 3, right? We have 3. This value is 3 over here. Now in this local variable, what I am going to do is I have declared an int I which has a value 0. Now this 0 when compared with 3 is smaller, so loop will be executed and args0 will be printed onto the screen, and followed by this I will be increased. So how the flow is going? First over there, then it comes over here, then it comes over there, then the last thing is the incrementation. So at 1 it will be args1, at 2 it will be args2. Why? Because args.length is 3, so it's going to execute up to 2 points, right? And we have at 0 A, at 1 B, at C, at 2 C. Or if you can see over here, I have mentioned the arguments that are taken up, right? So ABC will be printed, but this is 3, remember, and as soon as it becomes 3, I becomes 3. From 2 I will become 3. When I becomes 3, it will check it up here. 3 is less than equals to 3. Yes, 3 is equals to 3. That's why this condition is satisfied, and args3 will be over here. But args3 is not there in our case. There are only arguments available up to args2. Although there are 3 arguments, but the indexing is up to only 2. Whereas we are trying to fetch the indexing from args ahead of args2. We are trying to fetch third index as well. That's why we get the error array index out of bound exception, right? In this case we haven't passed anything, that's why the exception was at 0, but here I'm passing at 3, so exception will be at 3, right? So let's do it. So exception is at 3, you can see over here. Although ABC are also printed as we have seen. So now this is one point out. So how we can really improve or remove this error? Just by removing this, that's it. 3 is not less equals to 3, comes out of the loop, program terminated successfully, or I'll say normally. More appropriate word is normally, right? Now let me pass this ABC and program termination is successful. So this is one thing about the arguments. Now we can customize the behavior. We have discussed about. There are two important points regarding command line arguments, and this is a short topic. I hope I will be clearing this soon enough. Within main method, command line arguments are available in string form. So for example, say I have a program in which, where is the program? Right, in which I try to pass the command line arguments as, okay, let's first do this one. This is also an important program. I want to discuss everything related to the command line arguments quickly. So in this we have args are the one which are catching the command line arguments. Let me compile this first so that we can have a debate between these two. What is this? Java C test of Java. It's expecting something. What's the problem? Okay, for look, I think this one is extra. I think so, but I haven't checked up. But this one is extra, I think. And yes, it was extra. So now the error is removed and it's working fine. Now as soon as I run the program using the arguments, now these are the three arguments which I'm gonna pass. Now I'm taking args over there and printing them. So it will be the same case for me. In this case, I'm not checking up. It's gonna check for on its own. It's the property of the enhanced for loop. Somehow we will deal with the enhanced for loop in our later video sessions, but now consider that I'm passing this, and this is gonna take care of all the indexing etc. and prints the right results. Now I'm passing ABC, so it's gonna print ABC, but no, it's printing XYZ. So how it's done? How it is happening? See over here, if you see that I have declared one dimensional string array, and the value of one dimensional string array is XYZ. Now in the next statement, what I'm doing is I am passing the address of H over here, arg-H over here, to arg-S. So arg-S now starts to point to arg-H, and it is not pointing to the arguments that are passed from here anymore. So we can manipulate the arguments in the command line in this way as well. If you do not want anyone to deal with anyone to pass the arguments from the command line and mess up the program, we can do this as well. We have certain other ways as well, but this is one also an important method of improving your code. I think so. It may be not, but I'm not sure about this point. So please check it up. Anyway, so this is going to point to this, and now they are not pointing to the ABC. Args is not pointing to ABC. Instead, it is pointing to XYZ because H has supplied the address to which it is pointing to arg-S as well. So that's why the output is XYZ. So even though we have three ABC over here and XYZ over here, it doesn't really makes any difference whether you pass the argument, as in this case over here, or you do not pass the argument at all. It's going to print XYZ because the addressing of the args is not changed, and we will get the same output once again without even passing the command line arguments. So this is another point related to the command line arguments. Now the next and the very important point about arguments is that we pass the arguments, but they are only treated as only these strings. We cannot define any other type of data type from while passing the arguments. It will be treated only as a string. Over here it's string that is being caught up, but over here is, say, if I try to pass on test 20 and 30 kind of thing. Let me first compile it, and 10 and 20. So according to the rule, 10 will be on args0 and 20 will be on args1. So adding them up, we will get 30. But that's not the case. We will not get this because a string, as I have stated, that the command line arguments are used as strings. So these two will be treated as strings, and when we apply plus operator on string, it concatenates the strings. So 10 is a string, 20 is a string, so the result will be 10, 20. 10 and 20. So if I run this, I will get 10, 20 as an output. Where is the output? Oops. Maybe I haven't compiled the program. I have compiled, maybe I haven't saved the program. I have to save the program first. Now let me quickly compile and run, and 1020 is the output, right? Yeah, so this is the other point related to this. And the last point about the command line argument is that what if we want to pass the argument which has spaces. See, separator of the space is the criteria for the arguments to count. For example, here A is the first argument, then space. So first argument closes now. B is the second argument, then space. So second argument closes now. And C is the third argument. So space is the criteria. But what if I want to pass something which has a space in between as only one argument? So how we can do it? So this is the program where I'm trying to print only one argument, right? And I'll try to print my name, which has two names actually. Test.java, because I have changed the program, I have to compile it so that the effects can be seen. Java test. Now if I do it simple way, for example, Haris Aziz, so it's going to be treated as two arguments, and this is args0, this is args1, and I'm trying to print only args0. So Haris will be printed onto the screen only and not Aziz. So this is the case here. So how can I print, both these? So I just have to use the double quotes and we're done. Haris Aziz is the answer over here. So this is the video related to the command line arguments. This series is all about the basics of the Java. So this is the very much core basic, and it's over for now. In the next sessions we will be discussing about the flow controls available inside Java. So I hope I will be meeting you soon, and thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.